Should American police understand the law better? A crossroads between two systems and a future for DueCourse. In America, the police are asked to do an impossible job with an incomplete toolkit. We expect them to understand law, psychology, crisis response, constitutional rights, and public trust all at once. And when they get something wrong, the fallout lands on everyday people, sometimes in ways that change a life forever. I met someone years back who changed how I think about police training, not because he said something dramatic, but because he lived inside a different legal system than ours. An ex-assistant prosecutor and corporate lawyer from Kosovo working 3 jobs in Minnesota, trying to get into law school here and hitting walls he didn't expect. That conversation stuck with me, and it raised a bigger question. What would it take for American police to actually understand law at a deeper level? Not just procedure, but the thing itself. That question is the seed of this whole piece. Issue: do American police receive enough legal training to function as legal technicians, similar to officers in certain civil law countries, or whether American policing suffers from a structural knowledge gap between what the law requires and how officers actually apply it? And if not, could DueCourse help close this gap? Rule: policing power in the U.S. is defined by constitutional limits, probable cause, reasonable suspicion, due process, and use of force standards. In places like Kosovo, the law is even stricter. Officers cannot search you without a warrant unless an emergency exists. That contrast shows how legal understanding shapes everyday policing behavior. Analysis: American police academies spend an average of 19 weeks training recruits, often emphasizing physical tactics over constitutional understanding. This creates a predictable outcome. Officers rely on instinct, not doctrine, when situations turn tense. Conclusion: police departments should increase legal training, integrate constitutional refreshers, and collaborate with legal educators. When officers understand the rules they enforce, communities get safer, not more policed. If America wants policing that actually protects people, we need officers who understand the law as deeply as those they judge. Departments should partner with legal educators, civilian programs, and even reformers like me. Better training doesn't threaten policing, it legitimizes it. Wherefore, based on the comparative evidence from U.S. law enforcement training, civil law police academies in places such as Kosovo and Germany, and the structural differences between enforcement first and law literacy first systems, it becomes clear that America is not yet prepared for a world in which legal knowledge is widely and rapidly distributed. Therefore, the introduction of DueCourse, with its criminal procedure decks, pro se support cards, and legal fluency tools, would fundamentally shift the balance of understanding inside the justice system. If every incarcerated person possessed a basic criminal procedure deck, and if even a fraction of defendants began exercising their rights more fluently, the current legal infrastructure would strain under the weight. This is not exaggeration. This is a structural reality anyone familiar with caseloads already knows. Furthermore, before launching any full public release during the provisional patent period, it is both responsible and strategically necessary that DueCourse focus first on strengthening the system that will eventually have to live with this innovation. This includes legal literacy decks for police departments, JurisDocs tools for judges managing overwhelming document load, pre-law style reference systems for law firms and public defenders, targeted pilots for departments that most need baseline legal clarity. This is not about attacking institutions, but about preparing them. If even the world contained several additional legal reform operations like DueCourse nationwide, it would materially shift the function of local courts. If thousands did, the system would collapse under its own backlog. This is not a threat, it is a fact of math. Wherefore, the purpose of DueCourse is not to overwhelm the courts, but to modernize them, one deck at a time, one department at a time, one judge's chambers at a time, so that when the public gains greater legal literacy, the system can absorb it instead of breaking under it. Furthermore, these claims stand not as bravado, but as an invitation. an invitation for critics, skeptics, attorneys, academics, and reformers to analyze, challenge, and debate what follows. Because a claim that can't withstand scrutiny doesn't deserve your time. Sources and evidence. U.S. Police Academy length, national data, Bureau of Justice Statistics, State and Local Law Enforcement Training Academies, 2018, average 833 hours core basic training, approximately 20 to 22 weeks. PDF tables and overview, Bureau of Justice Stain,